Jake the Snake, his objective, of course, is to destroy the reputation of the rock and the roll and to destroy the grip they have on the fans. Not that Jake is particularly anxious to have the fans cheer him, but he knows that having the fans cheer him can mean money in the bank. Twisting arm lock. And Ricky Morton looks up to look into the eyes of Jake the Snake and let him know that he's caught. This match, one fall, it has a 30-minute time limit. And as the Barbarian on the outside bounces around there anxiously, the referee tries to get his point across. Now, Jake the Snake is a veteran. You might call him a wily veteran if you want to. He knows all the tricks, and his slithering style is one that has gotten him out of trouble on many occasions and into trouble on a few. So Ricky Morton, cocky and full of confidence, and well he might be. At his age, with the ability that he has, most certainly here is a young man who has a lot of future ahead of him. But Ricky right now is hung up in the corner as Jake the Snake knocks some of the confidence out of him, but none of the guts. You can bet on that. And Jake gets thrown into the corner, and whoa! He stepped into it that time. Jake was so certain that he had belted some of the fight out of Ricky Morton that time, he just walked away from that corner and into a rap in the jaw that did the job. So Morton stays in, and this big Barbarian, unusual, just with his haircut and the odd name, he sometimes disguises the fact that he is a powerful young man and a man who has a style all of his own. He has evidently done a lot of hard work in athletics and put forth a lot of power in order to build that physique. And that physique is a solid one. So Morton finds it easier to dodge him than to meet him, and then takes him on at his own terms. At locking of arms, they've missed their initial referee's hold and messed it up for each one going in there with a block, and so they were in a sliding movement. But watch Ricky. You watch him, because he knows what he's doing. Those feet belong to him. And this time he missed, and this time he landed solidly on that canvas. Certain way you land when you miss the drop kick, that can be devastating. That's the Barbarian in the ropes, and Ricky Morton manages to be elusive. That hip lock worked perfectly. Ricky set in there, and he swung his body around at the right angle at the right time and was able to flip him over. They're looking for the touch. Ricky decided he would stay in. We've got photographers here from several wrestling magazines. One of them, the editor of a wrestling magazine in Japan, has come here for tonight's all-important card. Wrestling at the Coliseum is that way. We've got the fans, and we've got the enthusiasm of fans here all the time. This is the home of Houston wrestling. And believe me, the Coliseum rocks whenever this rock and roll group comes around. Watch Jake the Snake. He's literally playing games with Ricky Morton in order to find the best way to wrap him up and to wrap this match up. 5 minutes have gone by. So, an arm bar, and Jake the Snake gets his weight on it, holds Ricky Morton down closer to the canvas, and the fans are tireless, indefatigable. They sound off and let Ricky know that they are with him. And Jake hangs on to a well-applied grip. Twisting on lock, he let go of the hold he had on the mat, where he was using his weight, and got up where he could stand and use leverage. Ooh, bad. Ricky avoided the trap, and he avoided another one. But he managed that time to avoid destruction. Here's flying feet of Ricky Morton, and Ricky's going to touch Robert. He has touched him. And he clears the way to give Robert a chance to get in there and get his sweat on his brow. So in comes Robert. And Robert Gibson. Ricky Morton steps out. The rock and roll now. Puts one of their best engines forward. They're trying to figure out how to handle Robert. And Robert changes his style considerably from time to time, and it's a little difficult to plan on what you're going to do with him. It's Robert Gibson, tight headlock, and Jake the Snake trying to shake him loose. The Barbarian caught it, and oh man, he was holding on to him. To Jake the Snake when he did that. Tremendous work by the Rock and the Roll. Enthusiasm with this pair. They are really getting an ovation from these fans. So Robert Gibson stays in. He goes against a dangerous man in Jake the Snake. Jake is not accustomed to making mistakes. He is a man who does a lot of thinking in there because he's had a lot of experience. Side headlock for Gibson. Gibson gets his weight in position to lean up on the Snake. There's one, there was two, but the youngster with the rock and roll spirit went from side to side and then managed to use those legs to get out of a predicament. And this time it's the referee who recognizes the fact that Gibson's trunks are being held and he's not going to be the victim of what this crowd is going to say if he misses that pull on the trunk. So he pushed Robert back where he belonged instead of giving Jake what he wanted, and Jake was looking for the hold to be broken. Side headlock. The grip is solid. It belongs to Gibson. And well, here they go again. Hang on to your sets now. They're getting a lot into this concert. And Jake starts to hit where the referee can't see it. Swift exchanges back there. A lot of fast movement, and no, he didn't fall into that trap. He saw what was happening, and he set the Snake. He set the Snake up for trouble. Ricky Morton comes in and well-placed wallop. He's going to follow up on the same hold. He's going to capitalize on the damage that his partner did. Our next wrestling is on July the 12th, Friday, July the 12th, at the Sam Houston Coliseum. Just keep that in mind. And our ticket sale will be starting Monday morning at 1919 Caroline at the corner of Pierce in downtown Houston. And a super duper card is in the making. Make no mistake about that. Here they come. The word is go, Ricky, go. And Ricky, as he puts the big squeeze on the tall man from Louisiana, makes sure that he sticks with it. Jake trying to squirm into a position where his size will be of some advantage to him. Missed, and right back on the head, and he was probably aiming to try to cut him above the eye. And here's Gibson taking advantage. And this rock and roll bunch can work together, I'll tell you. From one to the other, and they're keeping the referee out of the way and keeping him hung up in the rope. They've got everybody, and the crowd too, going crazy here as they pull a maneuver, they sign to make trouble for him. So Jake comes out of the rope, hits the canvas. 2 count. Top is Morton. Top is Gibson. But when that Barbarian comes in to lower that right arm of his, he truly lowers the boom. Gibson's working where he has no muscles, ripping him across the face, across the eyes. The kind of treatment that the Barbarian gives out. But when he swings that arm, it's like swinging a 2x4. And here's the crotch hold, and he's going to lift him up. Just absolutely military Preston. And Robert Gibson is in the 215-pound class, which is not super weight, but it is a live body, and it's not an inanimate object like the weights in the gym. There's 2, and there is just 2. And the Barbarian, with his size, takes over. The squeeze. Pee-wee looks around, tries to check on all sides. And now he's after Gibson to get back in the corner where he belongs. The head of Ricky Morton has just almost completely disappeared in that welter of arms. Those biceps are about 21 inches, and you put 2 of them together, you cover a lot of head. Man down, and he may not have much head to cover if he gets a few more kicks like that. There are great things being planned for the summer season of wrestling here at the Sam Houston Coliseum, the home of Houston wrestling. This is the place where they really wrestle. Crotch hold, lift, and he's looking back body drive, rather a backbreaker. There's the covering, and Ricky just barely managed to squeeze his way out of difficulty that time. Just barely. And as the side headlock is poured on, the squeeze, the forearm is underneath that ear, and Ricky's looking for a place to find a soft spot in there. I don't know if you're going to find soft spots on this Barbarian. I tell you, he looked to me like this one rugged hunk of muscle. Now they're setting him up. He ran into an immovable object, and that was the knee of Jake the Snake. So now, as we approach the 15-minute mark in this battle here at the Sam Houston Coliseum, you see the crotch hold, the lift, and they rack him across that top turnbuckle to really get after him. And he dropped him on literally on his head that time. I hope he got enough shoulder underneath that one to save himself. But he bounced from that flying mare. And in behind he comes to apply the sleep hold. And we're looking at it right here. And they're facing us. And as they apply as Jake applies the sleep hold, he's got that smile on his face, a head wide. There's a test. There's another one, and this could be it right now. Ricky Morton has passed out. No, he didn't let his hand down. It didn't go all the way. No, he is not yet out. There is still oxygen in his brain. There is still the possibility of action, and that he will have command of his own body. There, an arm flying there. Notice Jake swing around there to try to block it. Oh. He drove that knee up there and blasted him. And on this outside of the ring, the Barbarian comes over to clobber Ricky Morton. He's trying to set him up, trying to make it a cinch for Jake the Snake Roberts. And Ricky looks around for a way to get to the corner. He's a long ways from the corner. And Jake knew it. Jake took his time and just watched what was happening. So the Barbarian comes in. And the Barbarian takes over. And he catches what Ricky could give him. It wasn't everything, but it was everything Ricky had. And now, if he can just get over to that corner and touch Robert Gibson, we could have a new complexion in this match. The crotch hold and the slam. And here is Big Barbarian with a leg across there, the guillotine drop, and he's got a big leg to be dropping on anybody. A savagely fought tag team battle is in the balance right now as Ricky Morton looks for that soft spot. He may find it. He's at least keeping Barbarian away from his own corner. Now they're racking him up. And Jake the Snake comes waltzing in. Well, you'd think that they would have enough. So Ricky Morton is catching. You see him, he's looking for a way to get over in that corner. And now Ricky gets a telling blow in there. He may, he's got the path blocked again. I guess all of us are just kind of sitting there waiting for him to get in. And Gibson is not only in, but he started a foot race around here that is likely to earn him a track record. But this bout will not be won by running. It's going to be won by winning it in the ring. And the Barbarian right now, as he stacks up Ricky Morton, is trying to prepare for that. Ricky Morton, you get him cornered, and he's going to fight. He'll fight even when he's not cornered. But listen to that noise now as these fans try to call on him to get over to Robert Gibson and to touch. And the Barbarian smashed into that turnbuckle. The Barbarian may have an injured arm from that. I've seen arms broken by Les. And Morton is down, but he's got to get to the corner. Here's Jake the Snake. 20 minutes have gone by in this battle as Jake the Snake clotheslines Ricky Morton. And Morton's has been in there for an unconscionable period of time and absorbing punishment all the way. Now the Barbarian and Jake are working things up, and whoa, there's something. There is Robert Gibson. Ricky made it over to the corner, and now we've got a fight for life here as they smash away. And Bob Gibson, who has had a lot of chance out there to get up a full head of steam for the Rock and Roll Express, is trying to get his partner to coordinate his efforts. Two of them don't belong in the ring. The two that are down are the two that the fans want to see lose. Now there is Morton on top of Jake the Snake, and Gibson had the Barbarian pinned. He had him pinned solidly here. Now's the full Nelson, and this is a neck-breaking hold. And man down. The drop kick. The drop kick was broken, rather broke the full Nelson, and that was what was important when Morton threw it. They're looking to wrap him up. They've got him wrapped up. There's a count, but look who is doing the pulling. And Barbarian now grabs hold of Gibson, pulls him in, and we've got the fall. And the winners are